All right, let's get this party started here. Welcome to Tapped In. We have 3 guests today from Alliance Tucson. And so we have Professor Davi Loretto. Did
Yeah,
I
it's
say
right.
that right, Davi? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. We have Junior Alvim. Junior, say hello.
Yes. Hello.
There you go. And then Professor Marcus Scooby is the nickname, right?
Yes. Hello, guys.
Awesome, cool. Well, very excited to have you guys, all very accomplished professors and competitors, and excited to get to know you guys a little bit. So, number one, Marcus, congratulations on your win. And also, your wife, or is she your wife?
Yes, my wife.
Your wife,
Yes.
Renata?
Yes.
Yeah, she also won, so that's awesome. So that's why we're like, okay, we need to know what you guys are doing because clearly you know what you're doing over there. So awesome. So let's get to know you guys a little bit. I'm gonna go around, and so like you guys can each answer the questions. I normally have one person, so this is a lot. So number one. So question number one: how did you guys get into jiu-jitsu? You know, this is a very common question. We'll start with, let's do Junior first.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I start with my dad because he always want to do some sports, and he plays soccer before, and he hurt his knee and he can't play more, and we find one gym for training, and that's how we start. It's a little project, just for we start, and I have just around almost 4 years old when I start training.
And this
That's
was
how
back
I
in
start.
Brazil, or
Yes, in
or here?
Brazil. In
Okay.
Brazil.
And what school did you start training at?
I don't know if the school exists, but the name is Godoy.
Got it. And so then how did you find this school now? How did you find your way over to Alliance?
Alliance. That's
Yeah.
a long history, and
Yeah.
'cause, I came to compete in the pants,
Mm-hmm.
but before I came, I text the gym to say, "Hey, if you guys need somebody to help or something like that," and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to the partners," and 2 days they don't respond me, and I say, "Come on, man, I'm gonna call. Why you don't respond me?" And I call. They say, "No, we don't need anybody for help us," and that's okay. But I don't give up. I saw the owners in the pants, and I find the personal Instagram for the one of the owners, and I text him. He say, "Oh, I like it. How you don't give up? Take my number. Let's talk." And that's
Nice.
how he bring me to here.
That's awesome. All right. Let's go with Davi next. So
Okay.
how did you get into jiu-jitsu?
So I remember I started with on a social project on the church, cause my mom she's singing on the church, and I follow her all the time. And I remember that had a friend of my father that he was on the time he was brown belt, and all the time he asked it to me start jiu-jitsu, but I never had an interest.
Uh-huh.
I was play soccer. It was not good, but
Yeah.
I'm try. I think every Brazilian had the dream to be a professional soccer player.
Right. That's why you
Before
guys
and
are so good.
it's
Go
jiu-jitsu, not
ahead.
in soccer. It's okay.
In soccer,
And
you guys are good. Well, I'm saying
and
Brazil is good in
oh yeah,
soccer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, of course. And I started to training on that day. I remember I was with pants, shoes, and no a good clothes for training. But I trained, and I was a kid that I never complete nothing, So I
Mhm.
start some sport and I stop it. I start to skateboard and stop, play soccer and sport, everything. And after I made the jiu-jitsu, I never stopped to training. I think with 2 months I started to compete after I started training. And since that time I keep training, keep working, training more. And until I'm coming for here.
So within 2 months, you started competing.
Yeah,
That's
after 2 months.
amazing. And you
Yeah.
haven't stopped since?
No, never stop.
Wow. Amazing.
Only
Very
like
cool.
injury and that things, but never. Oh, I don't want more jiu-jitsu. Always,
Very
I
cool.
did.
And so how did you find your way over to Alliance Tucson?
So I received a text message for Junior because Junior and me we trained on Cesar Costa on 2019, and after this year we stopped to talk because he go to one side and I moved to the other team, and the ways change, and we are stay so far each other, and for some reason they need a professor here, and he text message, hey man, I need to call you, talk about something, and blah blah blah. And we call. I remember that when he sent the message,
Yeah.
I was busy on the another gym I was, and I think 2 days I'd be late to answer him. And after when I
Uh-huh.
answer, we start to talking about, no, we need a professor here to teach for kids and speak in English, blah blah. And it's okay. We start to figure out how gonna work, and now I'm here.
That's amazing. Awesome. Cool. All right, moving on. Let's hear your story, Marcus. How did you start jiu-jitsu?
Let's go. I started Jiu-Jitsu 14, 15 years ago when I was in a trouble moment in my life. When I was young, I was in the middle school, and I have some problems in my life, my family, and I find Jiu-Jitsu better. Jiu-Jitsu find me. And after that, I started training Jiu-Jitsu. I started competing young too. And I always train in Alliance from my city. And this is like the beginning of my history. You just find me in a trouble moment of my life. And I love Jiu-Jitsu in the first moment that I put my key. And after that, I never stopped training. I never stopped competing. In the blue belt, I make sure that I gonna leave for jiu-jitsu, that I gonna leave with jiu-jitsu, And since the blue belt, I come to US to compete the worlds, to compete Pan. So I start to have a great achievements so young. So this is the reason why that I feel that I can leave for jiu-jitsu. And I always train in Alliance, and this opportunity to come to here, I received from Alliance the academies here, because here we have two academies. We have Alliance Tucson and Alliance Vale, and we split the professors to teach this in the both academies. And when I was in Brazil, I was teaching classes in HQ there, in Alliance HQ with Fábio Gurgel, and the owners here need one more professor to come here and represent Alliance to help the academies grow. And I received this proposal to come to here. I think that was a good moment to change for US, to learn about Jiu-Jitsu, to learn about English, to learn about the culture, and to learn about the business here. Because there in Brazil, I lived there teaching class like 10 years, 8 years, working with big academies. And this is the reason why that I started to move to here, to start to learn about English, learn about the culture, about the business here. Because I love the part of the athlete. But I know that the athlete is a short part, and you need to think about the next step is And for me, the next step, you start to learn about the business, how that you gonna make your academy grow, how that you take care of your academy, your students. So, well, this is the
Really
short history.
cool. So who is the head instructor at Alliance Tucson?
In
Like who
Tucson,
owns the gym?
It's me.
It's you, Junior? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very cool. And so you guys are all just assisting Junior, I guess, with the classes, right?
No, no, no.
Okay.
It's because when we affiliate, we put Alliance Tucson, but the same Scooby say is in 2 classes. So I am the head professor in Tucson, and Scooby is the head professor in Vail, but Loretto is with Scooby.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so this is really cool that you guys have a lot of competition experience. Let's hear about that. So, Junior, I know you're actively competing. Let's hear about some of your accomplishments and what your goals are in competition currently.
At the moment or before?
So, what are your accomplishments and what are your goals for competition currently?
Yeah, so since I moved here, I changed a little bit because I never teach before, and so I take this responsibility, and some things change before Scooby and Loretto come, because before was just me and the owners, holding the both gyms, and I don't competing too much. So I came back this year for competing, and for sure now we have Scooby and Loretto help a lot for, I think everything. We have Loretto on one side. He have a very, very big experience, and we have Scooby. He comes from the HQ, the Alliance. He have a very good bag in his back for showing us, and I think now we have a couple more tournaments. We're gonna for sure all the AZs. We're gonna be there.
Were you there at the last one?
Huh?
Were you there at the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You post me this week.
I did?
Yes.
I got it.
You post me this week.
It's a tough fight with Yalsi.
I competed with Austin.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes. All right. Awesome. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. So Davi.
Okay.
So do you have any competition goals or what are you currently up to? Tell us.
Yeah. So for my career is a little different. So on my beginner's belt, so blue belt, purple belt, and that's belts, I don't compete a lot because I need to had a choices on my life. So I married so earlier, and I not established that. I had a lot of choice that I did that I need to change more things. I need to think more on my family, on my pockets. I need to make more money, and I see that on the tournaments I only spend money all the time, and don't come back. So I need to change on this time to make more money, to structure more my life, and today I have more time and more opportunities that I can pay to compete. So today my goal is compete the maximum I can to have a lot of experience, and doesn't matter if it's like a world championship or is a regional tournament, or doesn't matter for me. I try competing a lot, the maximum as possible with my schedule, because I know I don't have a lot of time to competing a lot, this experience, So on today, I want to take more experience to grow up myself and improve me for two reasons. The first one, because I believe that you need to have the experience to pass for another person. So I can't just say
Right.
something for my student. Oh, for example, make these trainings because these work, but if it never work for me, so I need to have the experience to pass for another person, because I think titles is only medals, it's only medals, it's only
Right.
iron, it's only iron, and I think that you need to create a legacy. You know, it's not only win tournaments, titles. I think so much more than it. I think this is only a part of my process. They're the legacy I want to keep on the world. And still I want to compete more because I think uh, this is good for myself improve and for I have experience to pass for my another students on the long bunny day, but it's not only compete for me. I want
Right.
to build a business, a great business to help other persons. I don't think only on me more because when you are athlete, you need to think only on yourself.
Right.
So if you don't training, is your career is on the game. You need to focus on you. For example, you can't to to go to the party. You need to focus every time, and that's things. It's only
Mm-hmm.
example. I don't like parties, but it's only
Yeah.
example. You need to be the focus all the time. And
Right.
if you don't pay this price, sometimes you can active that goal you want. So if you want big things, so you can, for example, win tournaments is not hard. It's easy. Depend the tournament you want to win. You can put the biggest goals or small goals.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
I
It's,
also
it's
think
your
too
mind.
now there's more motivation to compete, I think, because now they're starting to pay a little bit more, whereas before not so much, right? So
Yeah.
that's also a big push to make some money and actually become somebody in the jiu-jitsu world. So for sure. And absolutely, if you're going to compete, well, if you're going to teach, it's good to compete as well to also pass that along to your students for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on here, Marcus, I know I've seen you compete a lot. So tell us a little bit about your goals in competition.
Oh, I love competing, and I feel that the competition makes me move. These uncomfortable moments make me grow. So now I'm competing. I'm trying to compete all the IBJJF Open around here that I can go, and the AZBJJL that is near here for us
Yeah.
is like one and a half 2 hours from here, and is a very good tournament. Now have the prize money that is good to help us. This is very nice. So, and the structure of the tournament is very good. It's like a big tournament like a BTTF. So I like this. It's on time. It's very good too. So I I want to compete all the tournaments that I can, but my main goal is the awards.
Mm-hmm.
Since I received my black belt, I competed three awards in the black belt. I took third place in 2022. I took second place in 2023, and this year I took third place too. So I won
Awesome.
the awards in my color belts, the blue, purple, and brown. But the main goal is always the black belt, the professional level. And I won the
Right.
Brazilian national champion. I won the American nationals. I won the Pan Ams, but I need to win the awards. So
Right.
I don't really
That's what you're
stop
after.
before
Yeah.
before yeah yeah the awards side. So this is my athlete goal.
Absolutely. Well, it's super cool to have you guys, super accomplished competitors, come compete at the Arizona Jiu-Jitsu League. So we want to just thank you guys for supporting us. And yeah, super cool, super cool. So, all right, cool. So let's talk about your, the first time you competed, the very first time you competed and how that experience went for you. So going back to Junior here.
Okay.
Tell us about the very first time you competed. How did it go?
That's crazy because I started with 5 years old competing, and I get the yellow belt one day before the tournament. And my first gym, when you get the belt, example, we get Saturday, Sunday we're gonna competing the tournament with the new belt. And I did good in the competition, you know, I win the competition. And but to be honest, I don't like jiu-jitsu until 15 years old, before come to America, you know. I just did because my dad always pushing me a lot, you know, say you cannot stop, you need to go to the gym. But I doesn't like, you know, all my, you know, I never stopped training, but 5 until 15 years old, I doesn't like. I just go to the competitions because he likes. And you know, people more close to me, they know I don't training too much, you know. I don't like training too much, you know. And with Scooby and Loretto here, they force me to train, you know, every day. Now it's Friday. I am super tired, but you know, I like the.
That's what you need. That's what you need for sure.
So, but I like the process right now because I never, not my dad, but I never have anybody pushing me like every time. You know, hey, you need to do. But usually, people you ask like 3 times. If the person don't want to do, that's it. They don't want to do. You know, and I am new in the black belt, you know. I have just 6 months in the black belt, and everything is new for me, you know. Is new timer, you know, is new experience. And I was talking to Scooby this week because I like to move a lot, you know. I like to move a lot. If I can move 10 minutes, I'm gonna move 10 minutes. And Scooby, he has more experience. He say, no, you need to make the point, control the fight, for you go to the next steps. You know, don't need to go necessarily go fast every time because you're gonna spend all your energy. And that's how I am understanding. You know, since the beginner, you know, I just move a lot, and I feel tired. So when you start growing, you starting to understand. This is not works, you know. This works how much step by step you're gonna building. And that's why I feel, you know, I feel great for keep competing, you know. And yeah, I think these guys is pushing me a lot.
That's awesome. So you're a fresh black belt now. So
yeah.
Is it any easier?
No. So
no, right.
Yeah. And I always say I like to compete in open class, you know. I love competing open class because I feel I don't have responsibility, you know. And that's how I compete with Austin. I don't feel I have responsibility, but I'm gonna be tough with him, you know. He's not gonna smash me easy. That's how I like it, open class.
And he's a tough guy. You're gonna beat him are you gonna beat him next time?
Yeah, I told him already. I said, hey man, you beat me this time. Next time, no.
Awesome. All right, cool. All right, moving on to Davi. The first time you competed, how did that go?
Yeah, so I remember along the years I started with 12 years old, but was a good experience because I competed. I remember I lost this tournament, and I remember the guy that won me. And after this tournament, I remember I come back to the gym and I say for my professor, I want this to my life. I think this changed my thoughts, you know, for the tournaments and for my life. In I start to training more, competing, training more harder, get this more serious, you know, take care of my health, take care of my trainings, and I line up for the next tournament after pass for a long process training with my professor Johnny Guimarães on the time, and remember I competed again with the same guy, and that time I won the same guy that I lose on the first time, and this was amazing for me because jiu-jitsu gives you how the word is you improve a lot, you know, so in all the parts of your life you're resilient. You need to be resilient.
Yes.
Yeah, and I be one person resilient on that time. So I lose, I go back, I train him more, and I understand the process, and I won. So that's make difference on my life because I bring this to me for whole my life until here. So all the things happen when I stay in a bad moments. I remember, oh, I need to be resilient because jiu-jitsu. This is my work. I teach this. I need to be resilient on my life too.
Right.
And you know, and I need to do what I say for the person. And I remember I all the times I did this, and to grow up. This was the thing that happened to change my thoughts and change my life. And I think I keep on jiu-jitsu. I think the tournament is a good idea if if you want to change your life, you know. Sometimes
Absolutely.
sometimes you don't be an athlete, you know, but for example, commercial training, you go to competition. This sometimes change his life, and usually change his life
Right.
because usually the person go to work, fast foods, go back to the house, cell phone, and that's it. This is his life. And when you start to practice a sport and make a hobby with this sport, start to compete per hobby, not because you are a big athlete, but you are a person more confident. You believe more in yourself. You can be more health. You know, help more persons. And I think tournaments is very good. And here is not so far. AZBJJL is not so far, and is a big event here. Is a beautiful event. You know, so it's amazing structure. So it's an organized event too, and this is make a lot of difference. And if you go, you feeling that you have you'll be, of course, amazing experience, and you never stop to compete. And I
Awesome.
think this.
Love to hear it. So that's really cool that you guys are always just competing, like getting after it. And not a lot of people do that, like, you know, and it's awesome to
Yeah.
hear how it changes your lives in the process. So moving on to Marcus, tell us about the first time you competed.
Yeah, that's good. I had like a 13 or 14 years old, uh, and I always was tall and boy in my division, and the guys put me to compete in adults division, and I won the first match, but the second match I wasn't matched.
Uh,
But I loved it. I loved the feelings, you know, because in the first moment that I start to understand that is everything me against me, you know, is everything me against my mind, to control my mind, to try to. So this is that I love more in this experience to compete. Uh, every time that I go to compete, I need to understand that I need to control my mind. I need to control myself. So when the students start to compete, when our students start to go to first tournament, this is the first type that I give to the student. Brother, you need to control your mind. You need to try to do. It's you against you. Don't care about your opponent. You need to control your mind. You need to try to put in practice everything that you did in the trainings, because it's this. If you don't control your mind, if you don't control yourself, you can do nothing in all parts of your life. If you don't have control of yourself, we can do nothing. You're gonna lose everything.
Absolutely. It's a mental game for sure. And I'm sure you know that. And again, it's like, it's always going to be that way, right? Even at black belt, you're still working on your mind and your mindset, right? It doesn't get easier, and you have to work on that in order to win. So absolutely. All right, cool. So let's keep moving here. So, let me get your thoughts on if you believe competition is for everybody, because there's a lot of people that say it's not for everybody. So let me hear your thoughts, Junior. Do you think competition is for everybody?
So it's a good question, because I always say to especially for my kids on the class, and I say, who wants to compete? It's not everybody lift the hand, but I believe, to be honest with you, competition is for everybody. But some people give up before start going to the competition. No, I don't think it's for me. No, it's too hard. But you never try. How you can tell me it's hard if you never try something?
Right.
And this is special the mind. You are give up before something happened. And I am so annoying in this part, for competing, because I always want my kids and all the adults competing too. I always pushing, and oh, you don't want to compete? Go watch for you see. Go come to the arena for you feel the energy. How much is different? How many times you need to go to the bathroom, pee, because you are anxious. And my personal opinion, I think competition is for everybody, but control, don't give up before you try to do something, don't give up before you put the gi, you come step in on the mat for you feel the energy, and yeah, I believe every is like I say, every time, the first time you're competing, you never stop more. Okay, if you stop, is because one big reason you can't, because your work is you working too much and you can't train for competing. But other than that, when you competing the first time, you never stop anymore. That's why I feel that's how I feel competition is for everybody, but you need to try, and you don't give up before you go to the competition.
Okay, Davi, what are your thoughts?
So, just the first thing I think is what the goal my student, or what the goal this person, not my student, but what is his goal. So, for example, if his goal is only understand for self-defense, I think is his choice, always is his choice. But on the same time, I think that why not? You can try, but on the time right, because competition sometimes the person don't have a good control in your mindset, and if you put him in this scenario when he's don't be ready for this tournament, he can't stop to training, and I think so. When some student talk with me, Professor, I want to compete, okay, so let's see if it is your right time to compete. If you have a good, not jiu-jitsu, because when you go to tournament, it's not win or lose. You need to be ready for the emotions, for the things, the feelings. Let's see if your mind is right for it. If you lose, you keep your resilience for go to the to go back to the gym, keep training, and even you don't compete more, you're gonna keep training. Or if you lose there, you stop with jiu-jitsu, and that's it. So that I like to think, that's my thoughts. If I think competition can to be for everybody, but you need to be ready for this moment. You need to look for your time if this is your time to compete. Even you compete one time, you never compete more, but you try. For example, my dad, he trained jiu-jitsu too, he's purple belt. He
Oh,
competes
nice.
only one time on the white belt and never compete more. And he say no, I don't want, because he don't want to pay this price.
Right.
So you go to one thing that you don't give your 100%, don't do. So because
It's a big commitment. It's a
yeah,
lot of hard work. It's a lot of the mental game, the physical,
of
the
course,
technical. So not everybody, like you said, wants to pay that price. And
of
it's a
course,
hefty one. Like you can't just walk into competition because you know what's going to happen. So
yeah,
absolutely. That's cool
yes,
that your dad trains too.
yes. I think that if you don't, you need to do your 100% on that things in everything. So if you
Hmm.
don't put 100%, don't do. So I think anyone like to lose. If you go
Right.
tournament, you want to win. So do your 100%. If you don't be ready to pay the price 100% to in your right moment, don't go.
Right.
I think it's that my thoughts.
Cool. All right. Moving on to Marcus. Do you think
So
it's for everybody? Competition.
yeah, I think it's for everybody. Of course, we need to be ready. We need to prepare ourselves to competing, and I think that we never we're never gonna be 100% ready, because we always gonna have some problems, or on your life, on your body, on your mind, whatever. But I feel that everybody needs to have this experience once a life, because is that I told to you, it's about yourself. It's about understand yourself. When you go there, you feel that it's too different than you training, you make sparring in your academy. You go to your academy, you make like five sparrings of five rounds of 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to tournament, you in the first minute of the first fight, your arms start to be tight.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
move more, you can breathe. So this is all your mind, this is all your body, this is all that you need to understand yourself. So this is the reason why that sometimes we not be ready, but we need to go there to understand what we're gonna feel in this moment, because each tournament is different. The feelings, if I go to
Really?
compete AZ here, is different than I go to compete the words there.
Right.
The feelings is different because the goals is different.
Right. There's more
If it's
pressure,
my
right?
first
Yeah.
tournament here, can be a big tournament or a small tournament. I gonna feel stressful. I gonna feel like afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So why that I gonna feel afraid? Because if this guy start to attack me, I can tap. I can stop the fight. So this is all our mind.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why that I like to talk for the students to compete, to have this experience, because if you don't want to feel these feelings, so you had you had one experience to talk about, oh, I don't like. You can't say I don't like if you never had this
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Right.
So this is the reason why I think that it's all about ourselves. We need to only to understand about our mind.
Yeah, and competition is kind of like being in a real fight, right? And if you're in jujitsu, you're in it for self-defense too, right? And so it
Hmm.
makes sense to also compete as well because that gives you the real experience. Would you say that's correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so absolutely. And so let's talk about your requirements as an academy. What are the requirements to have like a student compete? Like, do you have any specific criteria that they need to hit? Do they need to be a two-stripe white belt? Like, what are the requirements for your academy? So you guys can each answer, or just one person? Go ahead.
So in Alliance, we have the methodology. The first stripe is the students don't have sparrings because the students don't have experience. The students don't have knowledge to start to fight. So the first 60 classes, the students don't have fights because we're gonna teaching the students how that works jiu-jitsu, how that works the leverage, how that works the techniques, for our students start to have this knowledge. Sometimes we have some students that went that that want to feel this
Right
feeling
away.
to go to tournaments. Cool, go there. But the students only start to go to training here to have sparrings after the second stripe. So after the second stripe, you start to have fights in the academy, and you you start to understand about the fight because in the first moment we only try to have instinctive reactions, and you know that in jiu-jitsu instinctive reactions don't gonna work. You're gonna be in trouble if you have instinctive reactions. So in this
Mm-hmm.
first moment, the white belts only have injuries because they have like instinctive reactions. So they injure himself or injure the your partners, you know. So after the second stripe, the students start to have more knowledge, to start to have fights in the academy, and I think that is the best moment that they start to try to compete. You know, after the 60 classes, like 4 or 5 months to training. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
this is
Okay. You guys anyone else want to say anything on that, or?
No, no, no. Scooby
No,
respond
it's
first.
correct.
Okay. Do you guys offer competition classes specifically?
Junior.
No, you,
You wanna
Scooby. You.
what?
You.
Sorry, Priscilla.
Do you guys offer competition classes, or do you guys run all your classes the same?
For now, for now, we don't have like a competition class. We have a competition class for kids, but our competition class we make separate of our academy schedule. You know, if you
Mm-hmm.
have some students that have the time to go to training first, perfect, come in training first. But we have a separate class there, and we train together, and we make our specific trainings, we make your your our studies, and we make our train to go to tournaments. But we don't have like in our schedule in the academy don't have competition class.
How do you prepare your students for competition? So let's say there's an IBJJF or Arizona Jiu-Jitsu. How do you prepare those students that want to compete? How do you prepare them for the competition day?
Yeah, we have a advanced class, and this classes we start to move to push a little bit more these students. And when I teach the class, I talk with these students that are going to go to compete, and I give some types. I give some types for him. I try to put on your game. Try to put your game in practice. Try to do this. Try to do that. Let's start to study our opponent. Let's start to study our game to try to improve, and let's try to make this training hard for you. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations to try to escape. Try to have a goal in your train, and try to put this in practice in your train.
Do you talk to them about the rules at all? Or like
Sorry.
how do you talk to them about the rules? Because we follow the IBJJF rules as well. So how
Yes.
do you talk to them about the rules, and
Yes.
especially the little kids as well?
Né? Posso falar aqui? So for the kids, all the things depend the tournament and depends how much time I have for the tournament. For example, because we have a little kid that go to the Pen Kids now, Jetty Harrison. So he go to Pen Kids, and we don't have a lot of time after he say to me that he go to this tournament, and looks like 1 month for this tournament. And in this period, I look for him and what the mistakes he is doing, and I try fix this mistake and try do some strategies on his practice, on the guys most tops on his bracket. When I talk about the group class on competition, I try put them a mentality that you need to be on the competition, and plus the same thing. I look for the time I have and how much I can what I can do on this period. For example, I have a season for 1 month, and how much I can do this guy's progress on this short time. So after this, I make a strategy on the tournament. So if is different rules or is I need to be a different strategy, and I look for these things first, and after I start to the strategy.
Got it. What about guiding your students with weight classes and losing weight for competition? How do you guys handle that?
Can I say? So,
Yep.
so we're gonna have I have a competition last week, and in the gym, I always in the week of the competition, I always prepare the kids, with the rules, and special IBJJF rules is a little bit more clear, for you understand, and I always make a circle, special kids or adults, and I say, look, if you take it down, it's 2 points, but if you take it down and you already stopping the side control, if you get the points, and some students say yes, and you need to back up, say no, you don't get the points, you need to pass the his guard. Side control is not a point, I always in the week of the competition, I always prepare the students for the rules, and the other thing I like to explain is you need to split your time. You cannot spend your energy in the first 2 minutes because you're gonna feel tired in the other 3. Or if it's in the kids, you cannot spend your energy in the first 1.5 minutes. So that's how I prepare the kids. The kids and the adults. I always explain the rule, explain the control the person, because special kids, we saw they lose a lot of positions, a lot of good positions like mount, side control, because they don't control, they don't understand how to control.
Right. And so in terms of also the weight classes and making weight for competition, how do you guide your students on losing the weight, or like even for the little kids too? How do you guys do that?
I check the kids' weight like 1 month or 3 weeks before the tournament. If he's too close to, example, 40 pounds, okay, I'm gonna keep him in the 40 pounds. I'm not gonna move him up to 45 pounds. I think it's gonna be a big difference, especially for kids competing like 5 or 6 pounds over. I talk to the parent first for see what he thinks, and if the parent agree with me, I'm gonna start pushing a little bit more the kid, pushing for he lose weight on the class, and make sure the parent follow this. Don't give bad food for him, like fast food, and this is how I make with the kids. With the adults, they understand more, because he's adult, and I ask it to him, do you want to compete middleweight or medium heavyweight? Because have a big difference. If he's in the middle and we have a time for this, like 1 month or 3 weeks or more, we can figure it out, you know. I tell him, oh, you need to make one diet, you know, you need to get a lot of water, and you cannot make the mistake to buy fast food, something like this, you know. That's how I prepare.
Got it. Okay. What about mental preparation? Because we all know that's a big one. How do you prepare your students like for that big day mentally? Because that's a big one. And I feel like a lot of schools don't really talk about it. So do you guys talk about mental preparation in your classes or anything like that?
Yeah, so I think this is the biggest thing you need to do on a competition class. So I think you don't need do separate things, but you need put on the class. For example, have a lot of strategies for improve the mentality of your student. But the most common is talk about the tournament, talk about his mentality. On the final training, you know, I like to do this on the final training. Say some messages when I have a time. Uh, for example, for today, I schedule this on my class to do this. So usually I like to make a circle with the students to talk some things. For example, uh, in that time after they training a lot, you have a time to talk with them and say about a mentality. And on the training, they need to understand that he need pushing himself, because usually the kids today is only cell phone games and a lot of
Right.
things like that. And don't is not how can I say, this is not angry on the match, you know, when
Right.
start the rolls, stay lazy, you know, like
Right.
this. And I don't like that. So
Yeah.
I I try try to teach them that you need to understand that on the competition class different goes. You need to push yourself, you need to push your partner a lot. So you need to put the mentality that you need to kill each other, you know, like
Right.
it looks like you need to train hard. And this is a difference on your mind. I remember that I was on Brazil now. I take six kids to a group class, a private group class, and is a lot of friends, but have a good uh, he don't have a lot of these things to go hard, you know, and he trained lazy. And I remember that after we stopped the class, everyone in a small mat is kill each other. You know, after you start to put on his mind all days. So go hard, pushing
Right.
yourself, go hard. You help him when you do this. If you go hard with him, you help him on the tournament. You don't lose your friendship after this. So you need
Yeah.
to keep going. And I think it's the repetition, you know, every day put this in the mind is improving, you know. I think
Yep.
that is the difference, because if you say one time, okay, it's the same thing on the motivation. If you listen something, okay, I'm motivated, but after you stop this, you need to do like a routine every day you say these things. And one time he take this for him, and you don't need to say more, you know. I think it's the same thing with me. I remember on my last one team, my professor all the time he say to me these things: you need to go more hard, more hard, more hard, more hard. And every day I put this like a goal for me, because I don't train it so hard. And after he start, and today is normally for me, I don't like to train light, you know. I like to
Right.
train hard every day, every time. And I think it's the repetition, and this be normally for you.
Yeah, that's so true. And sometimes, like, it's so easy to go in lazy, right? And then that's when you have the worst practices because you're not putting in the effort. So, absolutely. And I have to remind myself too, because again, like, you have a bad day, you walk in, it's like, I'm going to roll light. And then what did you really learn, you know? So, absolutely, 100%. Okay. Last question for you guys, and I know it's been a while here. We're at an hour. So, what advice would you guys give to somebody that's about to compete for the very first time? And so we'll go around, starting with Junior.
My advice, sorry, is
Yes. Oh, go
you
ahead.
don't have any responsibility, okay? So when I say you don't have any responsibility, is forget about who is outside, you know, who is coaching you, who is in the corner screaming for you, you know. Forget about these people, you know. Focus in yourself and give 100%. Don't give a 90%, 80%. No, give 100% on the mat. And if you win, amazing. But if you lose, you never lose. You know, you never lose. You just have a new experience. You know, and you need to feel grateful with yourself. You know, like example, the people win by points or submission. No, I'm happy. You know, I did really well. I did how much I can. I give my 100%, but the person win. Doesn't matter. You know, I wanna come back now. I wanna get some food for me. I wanna talk to my friends, and that's how my advice for the people competing the first time, you know, don't put any responsibility in your back. Never do this because you're gonna feel, oh, everybody's looking for me. If I lose, what I'm gonna do? Everybody's looking. Oh my gosh. No, no. Forget about this. Forget about people watching. Focus in yourself, you know, just going to have fun, but going to have fun with 100%. You know, that's my
Love
advice.
that. Love that. Davi?
So the first is sign up on AZBJJL because you'll be a amazing experience, and after go enjoy because this moment don't come back. You know, I think the another things you're gonna learn. So when you take the experience, you're gonna learn. You're gonna see what you need to improve in yourself, in your mind, in your jiu-jitsu, in all the things. I think all the things is important, but you're gonna take your experience and you're gonna improve yourself. But the most important for me, that's changed how I competed, is enjoy. The same thing Junior say, you don't have nothing in your back, you know. Just only enjoy this moment, enjoy the process, and that's it. Be happy, fighting
Right.
happy. When I compete and I am angry, put my headset and stay angry, I don't compete good. But when I be happy, talk with every person, I'm feeling happy, is
Right.
another Loretto, you know. And be happy and enjoy that.
Enjoy the
Another things
experience.
you're
Absolutely.
gonna learn.
Cool. Marcus?
Cool. Have fun, guys. Have fun. This is, I think, that the best advice. Try to have fun. To enjoy this moment. I remember that I had a student there in Brazil, and they go to compete in his first tournament. And this guy have has a very good like shape. This guy is it health. This guy is very health. This guy is practice another sports on his life, and he starts to practice jiu-jitsu, and he goes to his first tournament. And he knows about wrestling. He knows about judo, and he goes to his first tournament in jiu-jitsu. And before the tournament, we did like 1 month of private class to make a game plan. And I always talk to him, brother, you need to go there and have fun. You need to enjoy. Let's make our game plan, but you need to enjoy this moment. He training hard, He training hard, very hard. We make a very good game plan because he has a lot of good takedowns, and we start to make this game plan. And this is the reason why that you need to have fun, because sometimes your plan don't gonna work because
Right.
your mind, because if you don't control your mind, your plan not gonna work. We go to tournament. He was ready. I talked to you. He was ready. Our game plan was take down, pass the guard, and submit or try to control. He started the fight. The first thing that he did, shake the hand, make grips, and pull guard.
Uh,
And he pull guard like a lot of mistakes. The guy passed his guard and submit him. He stand up,
that
he start to
sucks.
smile for me. He start to
Uh,
smile for me. After that, I told for him, "Hey, brother, you know what I'm saying for you? Sometimes the plan don't gonna work because your
right.
mind is not ready for this moment. But this nice is this. You enjoy this moment. You enjoy this moment because sometimes the plan not gonna work. So you
Right.
need to enjoy. You need to have fun. So this is, I think, that is the best advice. You need to have fun. Don't have this responsibly in your head, in your back.
Love it. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for just everything, for sharing your stories, for giving us a little bit about Alliance Tucson and what you guys are up to over there. So just to close here, where can people find you on social media?
Let's go, guys.
Anybody?
My Instagram is Marcus Scooby. I'm there. My Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Garage Training. We have a lot of stuff there about Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, routine, and that's it, guys. I have my Instagram, my YouTube channel there that you can find something more about me, about myself, about my career. That's it. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, AZBJJL.
Awesome. Anybody else? Last?
Yeah, so I
Yep.
wanna I wanna especially if you the guys can look the gym Instagram please is Alliance Tucson BJJ and Alliance Veil. If you guys can please follow and you guys can see all the works we made over here. Thank
Awesome.
you,
Davi?
Priscilla, for the opportunity.
Okay.
Yes, Junior told the Instagram is Alliance Veil and Alliance Tucson, BJJ. And follow me too. So Davi Loretto and all the platforms you can find me. And that's it, guys. Follow us journey. Thank you, Priscilla, for this amazing opportunity for not only for us but for Alliance here. And the AZBJJL 2 is an amazing event. If you have the opportunity, sign up and enjoy this big tournament.
Awesome. Well, I got to come visit you guys at some point. So we'll see each other again. And thank you again so much. Have an
Thank
awesome
you.
day and have an awesome
Prior
weekend.
to, thank
All
Thank you.
you.
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.